Alright, welcome to the next part of the video in which this time we talk about price floor, the opposite of what we talked about in the previous video, the price ceiling, right? So everything basically the opposite except one thing, of course, except one thing, right? Now price floor, we are talking about the lowest price for a product. Now therefore it needs to be higher than the equilibrium to be effective. 嗱，上堂講過啦，我哋唔講啦，好嗎？嗱，so therefore the objective is that we want to increase the price. OK 啊，講漏咗一樣嘢係嘛？嗱。One of the most important example of price floor in this world is something we call minimum wage 最低工資 OK 好嘛？Now therefore the price obviously would increase, right? Now but remember the only thing that is not opposite is the quantity transacted, in which this time it is also going to be decreased. In fact, there is going to be a surplus, okay? 係嘛？會有 surplus 啦。And the total expenditure. Now remember, P increases, Q decreases. Do you know what happens? Actually, it is uncertain. Okay, it really depends on the elasticity. So let's try. What if it is elastic when ED bigger than 1? I'm so sorry, right? 係嘛？如果啦佢 elastic 啦 then we know the price increase would be slower than the drop in quantity. Okay, therefore the total revenue would actually drop. Okay, while the opposite case, let's say if the demand is inelastic, then we know price increase but the quantity would drop at a lower rate. Therefore, total revenue or total expenditure would increase. Okay, 好嘛？ The side effects basically the same. Number one, we will have surplus. Okay, and people would try to avoid that. Therefore, there would be also black market. Okay, 好嘛？黑市啦，好嘛？嗱 ，graphically, let's try to keep it short. Okay， 好啦 ，we have P, we have Q. Obviously, we have our normal supply and demand, right？ 有啲翹口添，唔知做乜事啊！啱啱食完嘢，啱啱飲完嘢，有啲翹口啊！I'm so sorry, right？ 係嘛 ？We have our equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity, obviously, right？ 係嘛 ？Now remember, we need it to be set above equilibrium for it to be effective. Therefore, let's try PF here. 我哋點 check 佢有冇用啊 ？Remember, price floor, right? So take out your hand, install a floor. With the floor, I do not see the cross anymore. Successful. Okay, 好嘛？好啦， now if this is effective, we know that price would go up, while quantity would go down. Okay, and here obviously we can see there would be a surplus. 啊，頭先個好似畫漏咗 shortage 啊，自己翻去畫翻啦，好嘛？唔講啦。OK， 好嘛？嗱。What about table form? 嗱，呢啲上堂講過啦，我哋唔嘥咁多時間啦，好嗎？嗱 table form. Now obviously we know the original equilibrium will be $3 6 units as usual, right? Now let's say the government sets a price floor at $4. 對唔住啊 ，not equilibrium, new market 啊，冇 equilibrium 冇變過啊。OK, this is a disequilibrium, right? 好啦。Remember, step number one, check whether it is effective or not. Okay, now we have $3, we have $4, set above equilibrium, therefore it is effective. Okay, 點解 effective 啊 ？Since it is above equilibrium price， 高過佢啊嘛。OK， 好嘛？嗱 then we know since it is effective, price would become $4 會直接啦 ，market price would becomes $4 會直接去到4蚊雞啦。OK， 好嘛 ？And finally 又係啦 ，at $4， let's take a look。4蚊呢度咧有4同8喎 ，QD 定 QS 啊 ？Remember not QD not QS. We take the smaller amount. OK， 我哋攞個細嘅 ，which would be 4 units in our case. Not QD, not QS. 唔好理 QD， 唔好理 QS， 細咗就係㗎啦。OK，the notes here. OK, smaller amount, not QD, not QS. 唔寫啦，好嘛？上堂講過啦，唔嘥時間。So let's see whether we can finish this video relatively quickly. Okay, 好嘛？ Now, so some past paper for you. Now here, 1999, question 6. Okay, 好啦 ，supply demand. Okay, 嗱，而家我哋圈低佢先。Originally, the equilibrium $5, 16 units. Okay, now sets the minimum price at $4. 而家啦，佢最低嘅價格啦。Okay, set at $4. Okay, now let's think about it. This $4, step number 1, is it effective? Since it is below equilibrium, so it is useless. 所以啦，一開波廢嘅 it started at $5. Okay, $5, 16 units. 5蚊16件。What will happen if the government raised the minimum price to $6? 啊，咁啊唔同喎。You will see this time. Step number 1. Is it effective? Yes, it is above equilibrium. Therefore, we know price would go to $6. 我哋即刻知道去咗6蚊雞啦。Okay, here. So, 12 or 18, 12定18記住啦。The smaller one, okay, 12 units. Okay, 好嘛 ？Shortage of good eggs would disappear. Okay， 喂，原先有冇 shortage 啊 ？Was there any shortage? No, so not true. Okay, quantity transacted would increase. Not true. 16 to 12, not true. Consumer expenditure would decrease. 計下咪知咯。好嘛 ？Here 5 times 16 would be 80, right？ 係咪本身80蚊啦 ？Now this one would be 72. So you see, it has dropped. Okay, it has dropped 係跌咗啊。OK 係會跌咗。Surplus would decrease 唔係啊，原先都冇 surplus。OK 係嘛？會 decrease。嗱，我哋做多少少嘢啦。If it decreases, what can we conclude about the elasticity of demand？ 我哋咁做好容易嘅啫，都係嗰句啦。Remember our very useful formula: TE equals to P times Q. Now we know from our conclusion this is going to decrease. While price, we know that it has increased. To balance this equation, we know that definitely quantity needs to drop more than faster than price. Okay, that means this would be elastic demand. OK， 嗱題目冇問嘅，我哋學埋啫，好冇？好啦 ，next one， imposition of minimum wage legislation。嗱，當年啊，07年咧，啱啱開始討論啊，就20蚊張啊，係咪唔排除20蚊嗰陣時啊？ Okay, so let's see which one would increase. What would it increase? Employment opportunity? No. 嗱，我哋肯定知道啦 ，because here surplus of worker because of minimum wage would actually go up. 係咪個 surplus 會更加多啊 ？So more people would go unemployed. Okay, total wage payment. We don't know actually. P increases definitely， 但係 total 係乘 Q 嘛 ，times Q。Q decreases 請少咗啊。So would it increase? We don't know. Unemployment of unskilled worker 其實 C 同 A 咪倒轉咯。Yes, it will increase unemployment. Inflow of foreign investment 佢諗唔到嘢啫，求其亂咁寫啲嘢喺度呃你啫。OK， 好嘛？嗱 ，next question, right? The government is planning 嗱又係啦嗱，當年啊係咪？當年不斷講 minimum wage， 其實講咗好多年啦，係咪啊 ？A result is that 嗱好啦嗱慢慢嚟啊 ，total earning of employed must increase。頭先啱先講完呢個唔係啦，小心啲喎。It says the average 咩叫 average 啊 ？This is price， 呢個就係 price。or in our case it should be the wage level， 係嘛？係喎，其實個 wage level 會上升嘅噃，係咪 ？That's the point of minimum wage, right? Therefore, the average must increase. True. OK， 好啦 ，demand must decrease 唔係啊 ，wage increase。QD decreases 係 quantity demand 會跌啦 ，supply 一樣啦 ，the quantity supplied would increase。CD 都錯啊，唔解啦。OK， and here we have one more. OK， demand supply of a labour market 原先 labour market。嗱 suppose the government introduce a minimum wage and set it at WC。OK， minimum wage。OK， 嗱我哋講緊 minimum 啦 ，so is a price floor。So let's put our hand here。呢個仲見到交叉喎 ，is it effective? No, it is not effective. Whether it is effective or not, okay, this is not effective. 好啦，點解 not effective 啊 ？As it is set 嗱，唔好話 too high too low 啊，係 set below equilibrium。OK， set below equilibrium， 你睇到啦，有啲樣衰啊，但係睇到得啦。OK， 好嘛 ？So what about part B? Explain whether there is a change in total wage earning in this industry. OK, since it is not effective, therefore, both the wage rate and the quantity transacted employment would remain unchanged. Therefore, there will be no change in earning. 係唔會變㗎，冇用㗎。OK， 嗱，但係唔好做漏嘢喎。Indicates in figure 1 total wage earning, which would be here actually. Remain at P1。唔好叫 P 啦，好嘛？叫 W 啦。W1， this one remains at W1, and this is at Q1. This, the red one, would be the total earning. OK， 嗱唔好做漏喎，記得睇題目喎。OK， so this is how you get the free mark. OK, easy job. OK, so the next video we are going to talk about something very similar. We call quota. Very similar, but a lot of difference as well. OK, so see you in the quota video very soon.